What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, if you haven't already gathered from the title of this video, I'm just going to be explaining on how to properly change a tire and walking you through the steps. So, first things first, this is my 2006 Chevy Malibu Max Super Sport. And the main confusion about changing a car tire is whether how the car can be slanted and e-brake. Yes, you always put the e-brake on. Two, this car is on a slight incline, so when you're changing a car tire, it can be tilting side to side, but not back and forth. So I have to move this car, and I'm just gonna move it right there in front of my garage, sitting sideways. Now, me right now, all my tires are fine, so I had the option to move my car where I could safely change the tire. If you're on the side of the road and you don't really have much of a choice, just go ahead and throw the e-brake on and go ahead and drive from where it sits. If you can't, obviously you can just call your insurance company. Another thing, if your car is sitting in your driveway and the tire is already completely flat, get some air in it before you move it. You never, ever, no matter how short of a drive, want to drive with rim on rubber. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to locating your spare. Most smaller cars, whether it's a hatchback or whether it's a regular trunk, will have, pull this floor mat out, they will have the spare tire back here in the trunk compartment. Now, some larger vehicles, trucks and large SUVs, have them underneath. In order to know how to locate and remove those, just go ahead and open up your owner's manual and it'll tell you in there. Now, I'm not actually going to put the spare on today. I'm just going to use the tire I have because that's too much trouble. But I am still going to demonstrate how to do it. So in most cases with the spare, you'll just have this little twist thing that you'll go ahead and remove. Put that over there to the side and just pull the spare out. Now, once you have the spare out, either just put it beside where you're going to be changing the tire, but since I'm not using mine, I'm just going to leave it right there. Now, some are packed up in like a pouch, or some are just tied down. But in the bottom below the tire, most cases, you'll have your jack. Just take this little thing off and get the jack out. Now you want to just go ahead and grab the jack handle and the actual jack. And just put it right by whichever wheel you selected or need to change. And before you change tire, just go ahead and get in the car, whether it's a handbrake or a foot e-brake. Just want to go ahead and put the e-brake on, which I already have mine on. And just a little pointer, go ahead and get the floor mat that you pulled out of the back and put it in front of wherever you're going to be changing the tire for your knees. Now, usually I would use stuff that I have inside my garage to make this process go by faster, but I'm going to use only the jack and the handle for this video. Now, the way mine works is this little thing right here flips out like so. It goes on right here like so. And then before you put your jack under your car, if you don't know where your jack points are up underneath the car, you need to go into your owner's manual and look. Now, before I get started, I need to lower the jack to where it can fit under my car. And by doing that, I'll just twist the jack handle, which also is used to take your lug nuts off. Now, once I have the jack low enough to go under the car, I'll just look under the car and find my jack point. Okay, so after you have your jack on your jack point, just gonna put the handle on right here, and you're gonna just go ahead and jack the car up just right before the tire leaves the ground. You don't want the tire to actually leave the ground just yet. Now, right before your tire leaves the ground, you just want to come over here to your lug nuts, bend this to a 90-degree angle. You just want to come over here and break all these. So another thing you want to do is when you're taking these off, go in a star pattern. So you want to go from here to here to here to here to here. Now after you have them all loosened up, you can go ahead and lift the car the rest of the way off the ground. Okay, so now the car is off the ground. Some people take their wheels off sitting down, some people take it off standing up. Before you take it off at all, just go ahead and grab your wrench thing, or whatever comes with your car. Make sure they're loose enough. Take them off finger tight, remembering your star pattern, or cross pattern, or however you say it or have heard it. Just go ahead and take them all off by finger. Go ahead and set those somewhere where you're not going to lose them. And some people take their tire off by getting their feet up underneath it and lifting up. I do it just by standing up, lift, and pull. And there's your tire off. Now I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna put the spare on because that's just too much. Just gonna roll this back over here. Find or line up the holes with the studs. Get this as close as you can. And then stand up, lift up, line up, and push. Now once that's back on there, just take your lug nuts, remembering your star pattern, push the tire all the way on, keep it there with your feet. Just put all these back on by finger, snug, just to make sure you don't cross thread anything. Now once they're back on there, finger tight. Go ahead and take this, tighten down just a little bit more. Just snug. You don't want to put any force behind this just yet. Remembering your star pattern. Make sure the wheel's not noticeably loose. And go ahead and let the car back down. Now once it's all the way back down, you go ahead and just pull the jack out, lay the jack aside. Once the car is settled, go ahead and put this back at the 90-degree angle. Remembering your star pattern, go ahead and torque everything down, just to make sure it's tight. And you're done.